Ladies and gentlemen of the Scribe Tribe, welcome back to another Monday morning video on Galaxy of Heroes. Today, I know you can tell I can feed it in my giblets. We're going to be galactically challenged. Alrighty, let's take a look at the feats and requirements of this particular galactic challenge. We are on Takodana, and we are facing up against the baddest of batches. We have got bonus modifiers for our bounty hunters, and fortunately, bounty hunters are a fantabulous faction. Okay, so global modifier is Safe Haven. Whilst no characters are death marked, when a character deals damage to the enemy, they are inflicted with death mark until the end of battle, which can't be copied, dispelled, or resisted. Basically, this means the first person to deal damage in this game will get death mark. When they die, death mark will pass to the next person that damages. It makes for an interesting dynamic, but it's not too much for us to worry about. It can be both a hindrance and a help to us. Now, our modifier for our bounty hunters is Thrill of the Hunt. That's where we gain 9 stacks of true defense, which makes us extra double thick juicy. It's a decent enough modifier, but not something that I feel really gives us a significant advantage. There is a red crate because we've done it already. We're so good. Dauntless Courage is the enemy modifier. Whenever a clone trooper gains a buff that can be dispelled, they also gain Dauntless Courage until the end of the battle, which gives them stacking offense, crit chance, damage, and health steal, which is a little bit frustrating, but again, not entirely problematic. Feats that we have to do. We have to win with a full team of bounty hunters, we have to win with no tanks, and we have to win without losing a unit. Now, obviously, winning without losing a unit when we've got the likes of Deathmark on the field can be a little bit on the tricky side. But don't worry, your boy Scribble has got everything that you need right here on ESPN. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, how about we get into the first video, and in this team we're going to be showing you how to actually beat the entire Galactic Challenge with just one itty-bitty team. Beautiful. And here is that team. We're going in with the Jango Fett lead with Fennec, Grief, Mando, and our boy Jango. Boba. Apologies. Now this is actually really straightforward. Jango gives you a lot of bonus speed at the start, which is great. Get out that mass burning, and then do the mass assist from Grief on Wrecker to remove his taunt. After that, I like to Funkus down Hunter. Use the call to assist on your girl Fennec, because she attacks so many times and deals so much damage. After Contractor's hit, maybe you can see about trying to get that ability block on Echo, but honestly, I would just focus on Hunter. When you get round to OG Mando's first turn to try and get the disintegrate ability, you can choose to use it on Wrecker or you can choose to use it on Hunter. It's really up to you. Fennec has got enough offense here to really chew through. Bear in mind, mine is Relic 7, and I believe she's modded for offense. I want to say she's got good offense. Can't remember the exact amount. But as you can see, guys, they don't really take a turn, and even if they do, because Jango would be my fastest character here, he's going to have damage immunity for 2 turns after hitting Contract. Really, really clean, straightforward victory there. And we get every single feat. No tanks, no deaths, full bounty hunters. It's beautiful, it's quick, and it's clean. However, I don't want to leave you high and dry with a team that you might not have. So I'm going to go with a more prototypical bounty hunter team to show that you can still get the feat done for full bounty hunters without the need for this particular team. And that's going to be using a Bosk lead. And here is that team. So I've decided to do away with the likes of Fennec, because not everybody will have her geared. So we're going with Bosk lead, and we're going in with Boba, Jango, and our boy Grief and Mando. So the similar principle still applies here. You want to be able to remove that taunt from Wrecker, and then just go full sendo on Omega to hit your contract. Calling in either Grief or Jango if the enemy is debuffed will let us get to contract fastest. And I would actually recommend going after Bad Batch Echo with our first Disintegrate. And that's simply because he can be incredibly annoying, and they've got so much health steal that they can actually outlive a lot of the damage you deal. So bye-bye Echo, don't have to deal with you anymore, and then focus down on Hunter. If you can kill him, great. If you can't, no worries. We'll get round to it. So yeah, there we go. We got Tech. He's hidden the team and put the taunt back on Wrecker. That does mean we need to waste some time getting through him. It's okay though. There's quite a good amount of damage in your team. The only issue that I found with my particular run here, this was a first attempt, is that if he lands all those stuns, you're going to start losing characters to Deathmark. Then there is an element of RNG as to who goes next do they attack? Do they also get the death mark? Like is happening to me here, I get, I believe, 2 back-to-back characters that get death marked, which is just a little bit on the frustrating side. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have used the taunt there, but it looks like it turned out okay in the end. So it's just Hunter left. Unfortunately, we've got Deathmark now, so we have to deal with the increased damage incoming from the enemy team, and also the likelihood that we're going to lose our boss. But it's okay. It's okay. This still means that if you do not have a whole cadre of bounty hunter allies geared up and at relics, you can still get it done with what is typically seen as a more accessible bounty hunter team. If you've got the Fennec team, I would highly recommend that one. But if you don't, you can always run through this, and I'll give you a couple of options for winning with no tanks. And of course, none of my teams are going to be using GLs for you guys, just so we can get these feats done. So let's go into a team now that uses no tanks for you. Okay, first one. Yes, it is a Scribble Galactically Challenged video, and that does mean at some point or another we will feature the Rebels. The great thing about the Rebels team, guys, is that they've got such massive damage output, really good control, really good TM generation, and they don't have a tank. Well, they can have a tank, but typically speaking, you want to be running with an optimal lineup here of CLS, Han, Chewie, Chewpio, and C-3PO. Using this means you'll easily shred through the enemy team. You don't have to worry about it at all. They will just melt before your very eyes. And there's literally no thought to it. I like to go after Bad Batch Echo at the start, stun him, and then just kill whoever you want, because they don't take turns, as you can see. Fresh, easy, spicy. But it's not going to be our only option here. I'm going to give you one other team that you can use that does not use a tank. But before I go into that team, can you please just take a quick second to like this video? It really does help grow my channel, and I'm seeing some really positive results, and I want you to be a part of it. All right, last team, guys. And that last team is going to be a Gas 501st team, but all you have to do is drop 5s and throw in Ahsoka Tano. Now, this is a fully relict Gas team. I imagine you still need to have pretty decent relics to make this work. Sort of Relic 5, I'm sure, would do fine. But the beauty of this is, provided your Rex is going first and he's passing that TM up, Ahsoka's going to assist and she's going to put Deathmark on herself. Now, because Gas is going to be perma-taunting and cannot lose that taunt until he's lost all of his protection, there's a high likelihood that they actually choose to attack Ahsoka instead, who simply can't die while Gas is still standing. There's also the added benefit that this team has got really, like, loads of damage output. Lots of damage output, lots of survivability, and you've got Rex's aerial advantage to deal with pesky customers like that Wrecker over there. So it's a bit more of a slow burn, this one, but you should be able to survive the entire round, and you shouldn't lose a unit either. I don't even think my Gas ends up sitting down in this particular matchup. So that's just how easy this particular one is. As always, I would focus out Bad Batch Echo at the start. After that, go after the likes of Hunter and Tech. You can leave the likes of Omega and Wrecker till the very end. Whoop. There we go, the aerial advantage there, taking out Hunter. Next up on the priority list is definitely going to be Tech, because Tech is irritating. The others just don't actually do anything of consequence, so you don't have to really worry about them until after everybody else is dead. They're nearly gone. Gas is obviously reducing the max health of these guys when he's attacking them, and they have no protection, which makes it even easier. You can see they are pretty chunky, but not chunky enough. Booyah. Victory. So I'm happy to say, ladies and gentlemen of the Scribe Tribe, that today's Galactic Challenge is pretty easy, is pretty straightforward, and your juicy rewards will be in your inbox in just a couple of days. But before we go on, I want you guys to have a think about the beauty that is 3v3 and check out this video here. This is my last round of Galactic Arena Challenge Conquest of the tournament. I can English. Yep, so check out my video here, guys. Go see my attacks. There were some pretty cool battles in this one, and I think you might enjoy it. But until the next video, peace out.
Just giving a quick shout out to my patrons. I appreciate each and every single one of you, and without your support, I wouldn't be doing this today. Thanks so much.